Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from TW White & Sons. Here we have today our MX-30. This is our MX-30 Demonstrator. It's the exclusive line specification. Now these are all really well spec'd, but this one has like an electric seat, a nicer interior, a few other bits and pieces over the entry level. There are no basic specs in the Mazda range. Now this is machine grey. These lovely sort of anthracite alloys. There's not a mark on this car, and this is the latest incarnation of the MX-30. The E-Sky Active EV, you'll notice that on the badges. So if you see that badge, this is the sort of latest model, with also the little EV emblem on the wing there. Now it's machine grey, it's mica paint, it's lovely. This has covered about 1,600 miles. Now I used to sort of be very down on electric cars. Right, why do you want an electric car? But these are superb. There's all the original charging cables, as you can see, not taken out of the packaging. Now I'll tell you why they're superb in a minute, but let's just go through the car. Now, as you can see, yeah, I've still got all the packaging for this car. You've got a good sized boot, 60/40 split rear seat, and this parcel shelf pops out. Now, look at this. So that's how you gain access to the rear. Now, I'd imagine the kind of lifestyle people have that would have a car like this probably wouldn't use the back seats that much, but if you do, it's actually a lot easier than it looks. I often have the seat too far back anyway, even though I'm a shorty. But yeah, you'd get in there. Now all these materials are made from recycled materials, because Mazda really, when they made this car, they had the sort of well-to-wheel ethos, which I totally agree with, because you can have electric cars that cost so much to produce, you know, not just cost, but financially cost, but, you know, to the environment, you know, with all the plastics, the amount of oil used for that, and, you know, to produce batteries, etc. Mazda have kind of made this as environmentally friendly to run and produce. So the car is like new. Okay, so let's get in. Look, the original Mazda factory was a cork factory, so you've got the cork there. I think that's very nice. I wasn't sure about it at first. You've got your electric driver's seat. Now there's the mileage there, 1569. Now what I was saying earlier, now a lot of electric vehicles, which are the more expensive ones, so the Teslas, what are those other ones called? Is it North Star? But the ones with the bigger ranges, a lot of the other sort of premium manufacturers have made them. They've got big batteries, big ranges, yeah. It costs a lot to produce these cars, okay. Because they've got big batteries, they're very heavy, so they're not as efficient. You know, the efficiency isn't totally in mind. With this, Mazda set out to make a car with a sort of 120 mile range. Now, look, today's a cold day. I've been sitting here for an hour on the phone. I can't get any peace in the office, and I had to make an important work call, so I sat down here for an hour. This is on 94%. 97 miles. That was with the heated seats on, and it's on. Yeah, you can gain range by using the regenerative brake system. So when you're going down a hill, instead of using the brakes, you'll use this sort of regenerative braking system, where you don't sort of press the brake, bit like a dynamo on a bike. That shows how old I am, and it recharges the battery. So round town, you actually get more of a range. Now, so they set out, they made a small battery, yeah, so it's light, it's not that harmful to produce, yeah. They use recycled parts to make a lot of the materials in the vehicle, yeah. Because obviously when this car comes to the end of its life, it needs to be recyclable as well, and not have a big CO2 output. So I kind of get it. Now, I've used these cars to go home and back, yeah, and it's superb for me. So if I was to go home and back, I could probably do it about 4 times, you know. So if I was like a city dweller, this car would be absolutely superb. If I had a charger at home or either at work, it would be great. Now, obviously, long journeys, you'd have to plan. I wouldn't say that this is a long journey car. Myself, I generally just go to work and back. And if I had a long journey, I'd take something else. Not that you couldn't do this. You'd have to plan it better. But it's a bit like this. This is how I'd look at it. Is I don't always drive around with a full tank of fuel, like petrol or diesel. Yeah. So this is like having, I don't know, a quarter or a third of a tank of fuel, which I'd quite often do in my petrol or diesel car. But by having chargers at work, so I know a lot of people are getting chargers at work or chargers at home, this would be brilliant for my everyday use. And believe me, right, come and drive one of these. The drive of these is superb. I would say it's sporty. The ride is superb. The build quality is superb. And I've seen other cars, especially the premium branded ones, that they haven't got a patch on these, really. These are absolutely amazing. Okay, now just to run you through the spec, hopefully that sort of explained the ethos behind the build of this. Now, just to go through the spec now. So heads-up display, yeah, very nice and clear, projected there. Automatic wipers, automatic lights, the xenon LED lights, so they're really efficient. They're adaptive. They are truly amazing. You've got radar cruise control. You've got climate control, yeah, and the heater's superb. Now, to save range, I'll give you a tip. Put the heated seats on, yeah, and turn this off here. Now, look at that. So my range has now gone up to 112 miles because I've turned the heating off. All right. So the heated seats work off a different battery. So when the cabin's up to temperature, I would say, you know, put your heated seats on, yeah, and save yourself some range. So look, if I turn that climate control on again, look at that, it goes to 97. Yeah. That's superb, isn't it? Yeah, there's your climate control panel, heated seats, into drive, just down like so. I mean, these are honestly so good to drive. You know, you go from a sporty MX-5, you know, Mazda's sort of sporty heritage, pedigree in the car, and it's definitely come down to this. It's definitely filtered down to this, which is superb because I think a car person can get quite excited about it. Okay, so let's go through here. Now, I've paired my phone up so I could make a phone call. Energy efficiency history, so you've got all these sort of things here. High voltage battery monitor, still at 112 miles, that's at a 93% charge, and that's on a day-to-day, which is, it's cold. Vehicle status monitor, okay, next service is in October. This car is like 3 or 4 months old. You've got an online owner's manual as well. Nice parking camera and front and rear sensors. Okay. Let's have a look here. Source list, DAB. As you can see, I can stream from my phone. Now with the DAB, you've got absolutely everything. I normally listen to LBC, but the stereo is superb, brilliant quality. But then you can stream and use your Apple CarPlay, etc. There's your sat nav there, nice and wide. Communication, there you go. So it'll even read my text messages to me. Connectivity settings, smartphone settings, yeah, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So lots on here to keep you entertained. I do like this here actually. You can balance your phone here. So I don't know, I'm often sitting in a car waiting for somebody, I don't like going in the shops. I'll be like, oh, you go in, I'll wait in the car, and I'll play myself something on YouTube, keep myself entertained, or, you know, or when I'm waiting at a train station for someone to arrive. You've got this centre console here, which is very quirky. I really like it. And you've got this storage down here, look. Oh, now as you can see, we had a customer in earlier that borrowed this car, and she's used the ISOFIX anchorages. So you have got ISOFIX anchorages there, but you have 3 seat belts. So it's a very safe car. These are lovely. Now, hopefully, you can tell from the enthusiasm in my voice that I'm a big fan, and I really didn't think I would be. Look at this, safety settings, driver assistance, so radar cruise control, so adaptive cruise control, driver attention alert, rear crossing traffic alert, so somebody's crossing your path as you're pulling out, it'll warn you. Blind spot monitoring, so in the wing mirrors it'll warn you if someone was to overtake you, undertake you. Lane departure warning if you to veer out of lane. But these are all great things, but also the quality of this car and the drive of this car, seriously, come and have a drive. I don't think it will drive like any other EV vehicle, especially for this price range. Okay, now obviously this is a demonstrator, so it'll have all the balance of the warranties, etc. It's as new, really. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you've dealt with TWIs before, thanks for looking at and considering us again for your next car purchase. If you've not, please do check out our reviews. We're very proud of them. It'll give you a good idea of who you do business with. Obviously, this does still qualify for the Mazda's low rate demo, ex-demo car finance. So we've got great finance facilities, delivery facilities, etc, etc. So thanks for watching the video, and should you be watching it, one other thing, outside our regular working hours, don't let that stop you from inquiring. Drop us an email, call up, leave a voicemail, and we shall come back to you. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.